Hello and welcome to Sysberg. My earlier video was about operation, one of the key elements for setting management system foundation for your organization. There I explain what is operation, why it is important to review it, when you should be triggered to review, who should be involved in the review, and how to review this process. I suggest you watch that video if you haven't already. I've also put a link in the description section. In this video, you will learn about performance evaluation, another key element of management system foundation. You'll find out what is performance evaluation, why it is important to review it, when you should review it, who should be involved in the review, and how to review this process. So, what is performance evaluation? In simple terms and in one sentence, it is about assessing how much you have achieved from what you had planned. So why it is so important? To achieve intended outcomes, the processes established and implemented by your organization not only needs to be monitored and measured, but also analyzed and evaluated. After all, you want to know if the processes are working and your inputs have resulted into desired outputs the way you had planned. Obtaining feedback through the evaluation will help you continually hone your business processes, make informed decisions, and harness better systems for your organization. To put this into context, in my previous presentation on planning, I mentioned that to dream about achieving your business vision is one thing, but knowing how much you are able to realistically achieve your objectives in a given time frame depends upon how well you plan. I also implied that a team consultation may also be required to predict, almost accurately, the implication of decisions made for the future and plan for changes if required. I also mentioned that one of the main aspects to consider in the planning process would be the support mechanisms such as money, manpower, technology, infrastructure, availability of time, etc., and the conditions. Then on my video on operation, I had mentioned that even with all the planning and support systems, if you don't take action, nothing happens. So you need to go ahead and take actions to make things happen. Once you put the plan into action with all the support mechanisms in place, they will perform in a certain way. As a result of this performance, you will get results. This result may come up exactly what you had planned, or it may be different. It could also be better or worse than what you had expected. Whatever it may be, by evaluating the result of performance, you will be able to check if there are significant issues or areas of opportunity. This is where you get practical and realistic feedback for further improvements. So, when to review performance evaluation? You need to review the performance evaluation process at the planning stage and ensure that the measures you put in place to evaluate the performance are appropriate to the items you are evaluating. You'll also need to review this during audits and management reviews. So who should review performance evaluation? Unless you are a one-person organization, this is a teamwork, since who should review depends upon the subject. As a rule of thumb, the senior and top managers should be involved in the review process with inputs from various levels and functions of the organization depending upon the review. These are further explained under how to review performance evaluation process later in this video. Now let's look at how to review the performance evaluation process. The key to reviewing the performance evaluation process is to ensure that it covers all the other key processes established by the organization. It covers the data and trends associated with KPI and operation, and it is able to provide feedback for improvement. The evaluation may be done at various levels depending upon the size and nature of the organization. However, there are 3 steps that you should consider in evaluation process. Step 1. Regular monitoring and assessment of results. Step 2. Audit of the management system. Step 3. Top-level management review. So, what should you do in each of these steps? Let's start by step 1. Regular monitoring and assessment of results. Assess the results from implementing the action plan on a regular basis. Check if you are on the right track with what you had planned. You may find areas where you are not on track and require correction. You may also come up with opportunities to optimize certain areas of your business. Once you go through this process, you'll also find that there are significant issues or opportunities in certain areas that may require further assessment. Record the issues and opportunities required to be corrected and optimized respectively in a document such as Action Tracker or Action Register. If you don't know what this Action Tracker register is, they will be covered in the next video. Step 2. Audit the management system. Conduct an audit of all the processes associated with the main elements. You may plan the audit by prioritizing the areas of significance. You can get a clue to the areas of significance by completing Step 1. The audit itself may be done in 2 steps. Internally, by a trained person, someone inside your organization. This will also help you build management system auditing capacity internally. Continual improvement then becomes a habit. This is a very good thing for your organization. Externally, by a competent person, someone outside your organization. This will help you get independent feedback as well as cover areas you may have otherwise overlooked. Sometimes we are subconsciously biased towards our own organization and the processes we have established. Therefore, it is a good idea to get an independent opinion. Again, record the issues and opportunities required to be corrected and optimized respectively into the Action Tracker. Step 3. Top-level management review. Conduct a top-level management review on a periodic basis by discussing on the agenda items that are based on the key elements of management systems, with special focus on the outcome of Step 1 and Step 2 discussed above. Setting agenda items around the main elements help the top management prepare for the review as well as prompt them to be within a framework when making decisions. These decisions will generally be in the form of action to improve, action to optimize the opportunity, or action for further investigation. However, make sure to minute the decision of the review in a separate document first. Some decisions are confidential in nature. So, subject to the confidentiality and the nature of action items, use the Action Tracker or Action Register to record the items required to be improved, optimized, or investigated so that they can be followed up further. Refer to the following table and check what to do under each of the categories. I have also provided some guidance on the frequency of each step. The left column in the table shows the steps involved in the performance evaluation as discussed earlier. Middle column shows examples of frequency, that is how often the process under each step will be carried out. And the right column indicates what to cover at each step. Note that the frequency can vary depending upon the nature of the organization and area of significance to the business. Finally, make sure you understand the distinction between the 3 processes. This will help you in the future if you are growing business or if this is the first time you're implementing a management system. After you have checked, just make sure you retain the records. Note that the feedback you receive from here may trigger you to revisit and realign other processes established by your organization. ISO standards such as ISO 9001, ISO 14001, and ISO 45001 require organizations to demonstrate performance evaluation against a number of attributes, some of which have been broadly covered in this video. So before we come to the end of this presentation, let's recap what we learned so far. You have learned what is performance evaluation, why it is important to review it, when you should review it, who should be involved in the review, and how to review this process. I hope you found this video useful and helps you to review the performance evaluation in your own organization. Please write to us if you have any question or if there is any specific topic you want us to cover next. I would like to thank you for watching this video.